There are certain cars that become legends because of their speed. Others earn their place in history because of their design. But every once in a while, a machine comes along that changes everything around it. A car that becomes more than metal, more than engineering, more than transportation. The Nissan Skyline GT-R from the early 70s is one of those rare automobiles. Long before the name GT-R became known around the world, before video games and modern supercars turned it into a global icon, there was a simple, purposeful machine that quietly laid the foundation for one of the most respected performance names in automotive history. At first glance, the Skyline GT-R looks surprisingly modest. It does not scream for attention. It does not rely on aggressive wings or dramatic bodywork. Instead, it carries itself with confidence. The sharp lines, clean proportions, and classic silhouette reflect an era when performance cars did not need to prove themselves with appearance alone. Every detail feels honest and functional. The long hood, the simple grille, and the balanced stance create a timeless design that still looks beautiful decades later. To truly appreciate this car, we have to travel back to a very different time in automotive history. Japan was rapidly growing as a technological powerhouse. Manufacturers were eager to prove that they could compete with the best cars from Europe and America. Racing became the perfect stage for that ambition. Nissan understood that success on the track could transform public perception, and they wanted a machine capable of showing the world what Japanese engineering could achieve. The roots of the Skyline GT-R actually began with a company called Prince Motor Company. Before becoming part of Nissan, Prince had already established a reputation for producing advanced and capable automobiles. When Nissan absorbed the company, it inherited a team of talented engineers who shared a passion for performance. Together, they set out to create something special. The result was a Skyline unlike anything that had come before it. Beneath its understated exterior was a racing heart. This was not simply a comfortable road car with a few sporty touches. It was a machine developed with motorsport in its DNA. Every decision revolved around performance, balance, and precision. What made the Skyline GT-R so remarkable was its engine. At a time when many performance cars relied on large displacement and brute force, Nissan pursued a different philosophy. The engine was sophisticated, responsive, and eager to rev. Inspired by racing technology, it delivered power in a way that felt refined and exciting at the same time. Drivers were encouraged to explore the upper reaches of the rev range, where the car truly came alive. The sound was unforgettable. There was a mechanical purity to it, a raw and honest soundtrack that reflected the engineering beneath the hood. As the revs climbed, the engine produced a thrilling note that transformed every drive into an event. It was not merely transportation. It was an experience that connected driver and machine in a deeply emotional way. And that connection was enhanced by the transmission. Shifting through the gears demanded involvement and attention. Every movement felt deliberate. Every successful shift rewarded the driver with a sense of satisfaction that modern automated systems often struggle to replicate. This was a car that wanted its driver to participate, not simply sit back and enjoy the ride. The exterior design deserves special admiration because it perfectly captures the spirit of the era. The body is clean and elegant, with proportions that remain attractive even today. There is a sense of purpose in every angle. Nothing feels excessive. Nothing feels forced. The Skyline GT-R embodies the idea that true beauty often comes from function. Viewed from the front, the car appears focused and determined. The simple face communicates confidence without aggression. Along the sides, the straight lines emphasize the car's balanced proportions. At the rear, the design remains clean and restrained, creating an appearance that is both sophisticated and athletic. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Skyline GT-R is how its design has aged. Many performance cars become trapped in the styling trends of their time. The Skyline somehow escaped that fate. Decades later, it still commands attention wherever it appears. Enthusiasts recognize it immediately, while even those unfamiliar with automotive history often find themselves drawn to its timeless shape. Stepping inside the cabin reveals a completely different philosophy from modern performance cars. Today, many vehicles surround drivers with screens, digital displays, and countless electronic features. The Skyline GT-R comes from a simpler era. The interior focuses on the essentials. The gauges are clear and purposeful. The controls are straightforward. Everything exists to support the driving experience. Sitting behind the wheel creates a feeling that is difficult to describe. There is an authenticity to the environment. The thin steering wheel, the analog instruments, and the uncomplicated layout remind you that this car was built for people who genuinely love driving. Nothing distracts from the road ahead. As the engine starts and settles into its rhythm, the cabin fills with subtle mechanical sounds. These are not imperfections. They are part of the character. Every vibration, every movement, and every sound contributes to the sense that you are operating a living machine rather than simply using a piece of technology. Out on the road, the Skyline GT-R reveals its true personality. The steering feels direct and communicative. The chassis responds with confidence. The car feels light on its feet, eager to change direction and explore winding roads. Rather than overwhelming the driver with sheer power, it encourages precision and skill. This balance became one of the GT-R's greatest strengths. Drivers could push the car harder and harder while maintaining confidence in its behavior. It felt predictable, composed, and rewarding. The more effort you invested, the more enjoyment it returned. Its success on the racetrack quickly cemented its reputation. The Skyline GT-R became a dominant force in competition, collecting victory after victory and earning respect from rivals and fans alike. Those achievements were not accidents. They were the result of meticulous engineering and a relentless commitment to performance. As victories accumulated, the GT-R developed an almost mythical status. It became a symbol of Japanese automotive excellence and demonstrated that Japan could produce performance cars capable of challenging established manufacturers from around the world. Every win strengthened its legend and expanded its influence. Today, the value of these cars reflects their significance. What was once a high-performance machine built for enthusiasts has become a prized collector's item. Finding a well-preserved example is increasingly difficult, and prices continue to rise as demand grows. Collectors recognize that they are not simply purchasing a car. They are acquiring a piece of automotive history. Yet the Skyline GT-R's value extends far beyond money. Its true worth lies in what it represents. It marks the beginning of a legacy that would eventually lead to some of the most celebrated performance cars ever built. Without this pioneering machine, the story of the GT-R might have unfolded very differently. When compared with many of its contemporaries, the Skyline GT-R stands apart because of its philosophy. While some rivals focused on larger engines and straight-line speed, Nissan emphasized balance, engineering sophistication, and driver engagement. That approach helped create a car with a unique identity, one that remains respected even among modern enthusiasts. The comparison becomes even more impressive when viewed through today's lens. Modern performance cars are undeniably faster, more powerful, and more technologically advanced. Yet many enthusiasts still dream about driving the Skyline GT-R. That speaks volumes about its character. Numbers can impress, but character creates lasting memories. Perhaps that is why the Skyline GT-R continues to captivate people across generations. It represents a time when driving was more mechanical, more engaging, and more personal. It reminds us that great cars are not defined solely by speed or specifications. They are defined by the emotions they create and the stories they inspire. Even standing still, the Skyline GT-R carries an unmistakable presence. It tells a story of ambition, innovation, and determination. It represents engineers who believe they could build something extraordinary and racers who proved that belief on the track. It serves as a reminder that legends are not born overnight. They are earned through passion, perseverance, and performance. The Skyline GT-R is more than a classic car. It is the foundation of an icon. It is a machine that changed perceptions, inspired generations, and helped shape the future of Japanese performance automobiles. Decades after its debut, it still captures imaginations and sparks conversations wherever it goes. And perhaps that is the greatest achievement any automobile can accomplish. Long after the engines fall silent and the races are over, the story continues to live on. The Skyline GT-R remains a symbol of what happens when engineering excellence meets an uncompromising vision. If you enjoyed this journey into one of the most important performance cars ever created, make sure to share your thoughts in the comments and tell us what classic automotive legend you would like to see next. And if you love stories about iconic machines that shaped automotive history, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join us for the next chapter in the world of extraordinary cars.